What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Beko, back with another analysis. This time it's for Ayumu Katsuga's third place Central Japan Freestyle. I'm a huge fan of this routine. Despite me and Ayumu having very polar opposite styles, I am always super entertained by his yo-yoing. Very dynamic tricks. He's definitely one of the best and most creative horizontal players in the competition scene right now. And yeah, I just really enjoy his freestyles. I thought it'd be fun to do an analysis for this one. If you haven't seen this freestyle already, I definitely recommend watching it again after this. He has so many hidden intricacies with his new horizontal tricks that are really, really cool to watch. Um, a few notes before this freestyle starts. I think Ayumu as a player definitely excels most in the realms of things like trick diversity and space use because he does so many horizontal tricks at such a high level of mastery. They all take up a lot of space. And yeah, I think some cons of his routines are that he usually goes quite sloppy, which affects things like his execution and also his control in terms of how he performs his tricks. And I think he maybe suffers a bit in performance because of that as well. Anyways, let's get into the freestyle. I already clicked it, so I'll just be kind of commentating over the tricks as I watch them. Let's go. Using the scales clicker. So right off the bat, Ayumi does a very difficult trick. He actually misses it completely. Like he got a point for that landing, but already moving on into another horizontal trick with a really difficult turnaround element. Again, a third horizontal combo already in this freestyle. This one, again, really difficult. He is missing quite a bit though, as you can see. These negatives he's getting are likely high value elements that I would give 2, which does matter. Um, Now, as the song is kind of going into a vocal section, he's doing more of an actual combo, non-horizontal. Again, as you can see, he does have a little, shaky misses in this one. But overall, that trick was pretty cool, I think. This part, really crazy too. But again, he's missing out on pretty high-value elements that are hard. So, it definitely, has some negative effect in his freestyle. Now we're going into some faster stuff here. It's interesting in this freestyle. I would figure that tricks like this, rail combos and whatnot, would be easier for Yumu to execute because, the difficulty isn't as high as that of a horizontal combo. But I think the speed that he goes at makes the tricks harder for him. As you can see, it kind of looks like he's pushing a bit too hard, and when you have a mess up like that, you kind of have to reset the trick and start over, as you can see here. Definitely worth noting. Besides that, his front style is amazing if clean. Now, this trick is also just wild. I gave all 3 of those elements +2 because they're all quite difficult. This is probably the highlight of his freestyle here. This hop combo is definitely the most valuable scoring part of it. Just literally all such difficult elements. I can't even commentate fast enough to describe it. Looks like he was going for a similar combo here, but in a different horizontal plane. Had he hit that, probably would have been a lot of difficult clicks as well. But he missed pretty much all of it. This one too, just all very difficult elements. The angle he's doing horizontal at is pretty much nearly 90 degrees as well, which means what he's doing isn't a cop-out at all. It's just full send elements. That hop as well. If he would have hit that hop right there, probably would have been worth something like 3 clicks, which isn't too common at all. Now we're going into an arm trick. I really like the construction of this one actually because it's very good for space use. As you can see, it went around his neck earlier. He's involving both of his arms here. I do think though the way he does his elements is not super clean. It looks, like I said earlier about the front style, kind of a little bit too forced, if that makes sense. There is a horizontal 3.5 hook. I gave that 4 clicks. Normally I'd give it 3, but as it was horizontal, I added another click. Now that horizontal also super good. Just all cool hops and whatnot. I thought that horizontal hop was interesting. He did have a little neg, so I don't think it was super advantageous to do it, but it was cool regardless. And that was the ending of his freestyle. Man, not gonna lie, talking about this freestyle while going through it made it go so much faster. That felt like it was 90 seconds or something. Uh, Anyways, as you can see there, he just did all of these super difficult elements, whether it's horizontal, behind the back horizontal, arm tricks. Really, man, that just felt so weird to talk about because he was just doing tough element after tough element. It was just so many difficult things. As you can see, he did have quite a few negatives. and that definitely affected his score. I think had he gone clean, he definitely would have won this contest compared to players like Yuta and Arata, who had more of a passive approach in terms of the tricks they did. They didn't seem to cram as much, but they focused more on the performance elements. With that being said, Ayumu having quite a few more negs than those two other players, he did score quite close to them. His tech score was only 1 or 2 points below the other two players, which is quite impressive given the amount he missed. But I think this freestyle is really interesting because it kind of shows a very good example of what it's like to cram a lot of hard tricks in a freestyle. We see this with a lot of other players that are known to be very good, but usually the way they set up their routines is that it's very unlikely for them to go clean. A ton of high value elements that are super difficult, but with that you also miss out on a lot when you miss tricks. Again though, it's so entertaining to watch. I think that Ayumu is always a contender for a contest regardless, with this being said, because if he goes clean, he's just doing the most, and he's doing so many hard tricks. Like, I don't think you can really beat that, but unfortunately, given this sort of like freestyle construction, it's going to be tough for him to go that clean. I'm hoping to see him do a clean freestyle in the future, hopefully a JN. I do think maybe it would be kind of cool to see him take a different approach though. Maybe focus more on the performance aspects, take out like 1 or 2 tricks, kind of slow down a little bit, and he'll probably just hit way more. But as I said earlier, it's always entertaining as is. I love to watch it. He has a lot of elements in that are new, which is kind of rare to say for horizontal because I think players really stick to the bounds of what everyone else is doing with horizontal. There's really only like 2 or 3 sort of horizontal trick types that people stick to, but Ayuma's really like kind of like opening the doors to do a lot more, whether that's through horizontal neck tricks, behind the back tricks in combination with something like his arm. Yeah, he's really just showing that there's like a lot more to do with yo-yo, and I appreciate that. Overall, there was that analysis for Ayumu Kasuga's 3rd place Central Japan Freestyle. Let us know in the comments who you'd like to see a video for next. Peace.